Okay, so got a little bit of a problem. It's not the end of the world, but it's minor. The template for the heater core isn't sized right. Good thing I checked it before I committed to drilling some holes, because that would have really sucked. But what I did was I played with the scale on the printer to try to see if it was a scaling issue or whatever, and I can't get it right. So I'm going to basically make my own template, and I'll show you what's going on in a little bit more detail here. So let's head out there and take a look. So this is the original template, and holes don't line up. It's a little short here, a little short here. Holes you're supposed to drill there don't quite line up. So we printed out a couple different ones at different scale, and same thing. Can't ever get the holes to line up closely enough. So I'm going to take some measurements and probably make my own template. Okay, so I think I have the new template kind of made up. Got the spots marked out for where the holes are going to be. This part here is centered. And I need to go mock it up on the car. More than likely going to need longer screws now, because a while ago I reinforced the firewall with another layer of aluminum and then a thermal barrier kind of sandwiched in between. So probably going to need longer screws because my firewall is now thicker. So I'm going to mock this up and probably do some layout and see where exactly it's going to go, because it doesn't really give you any clear-cut measurements as far as where to put it. Just some notes that if you're going to put it with a windshield wiper assembly, to make sure that you route some tubing correctly. Right. Let's mock this up and see where I'm going to put it. So the template that doesn't fit does have some references from where to line up your template. So I'll show you that quick. It says to go 6 5/16 from the edge of the outer edge of the aluminum, and 2 inches from the bottom. 2 inches from the bottom, because that's where the cross member is for the firewall. I guess we'll lay that up quick and see how that's going to work, how it's going to look. Lines off the water pump here, for an LS water pump for a heater right here. So I'm thinking about running the water line up here, along here, and then over to along this plate here to the heater core. I think the heater assembly does have like some elbows, so I'll probably mock those up on here as well and see how that's going to fit and route, because I might adjust where I mount everything here based on clearance to the head, the valve cover and stuff. So let's take a look. So kind of my rough template here. Put a little dot right there about 6 5/16 inch. So just kind of eyeballing. Looks like that's about where it would go. The heater leads, I need to measure that to see how far off that's going to stick out and stuff. The heater core lines. Well, let me get some tape. I don't know if the tape's going to stick to the Cerakote very well. Just kind of temporarily put this about here. see about how far off the heater core lines go with the elbows. So I can move this. There's no support up here at this top edge, so if I have to, I guess I could move it here, but that might mess with some other stuff. We'll see. So this is the heater core, so you can see how far this sticks out. Goes in there kind of like that, so this will stick out. Shit, what is that, like 4 inches? Yeah, about 4 inches. It still leaves clearance here. Let me go find those elbows. So these are the elbows that kind of bolt to it, so yeah, I think these are going to be too long. About 4 inches. Yeah, this one's going to be in the way for sure. This one will probably clear. Okay, been thinking about this for a few minutes now and running into all kinds of problems that I need to try to sort out here. So this is what we got so far. Engine bay side. The rigid lines coming off the heater core stick out about 4 inches, which puts them about here. With the elbow, this port would interfere right with the valve cover. This port would probably clear, and it would be really close, something like that. Ideally, probably, I don't know, but that's the engine bay side. Inside the dash, this support brace here presents a problem because it's in the way for the exhaust ports for the hot air here. This thing would go in at an angle kind of like that because this front face plate's angled, and that exhaust port over here would basically, and it would be about there. So that exhaust port is now kind of in the way of that brace. So I probably need to slide it over so at least clear, but it's still going to interfere with that brace there. So I'm not sure what I need to do yet, how I'm going to solve this. If shortening those rigid lines on the heater core is feasible, or what. Maybe a combination of shortening those up and maybe changing, if I can find any, the 90-degree bends that bolt up to the heater core. If I could find something like that, I don't know. Probably spend some time searching the internet, see if I can find some type of solution. So right now I'm not happy with any of these problems. So stay tuned, we'll see what we find out. Alright, so I'm probably going to post this video anyways, even though it's kind of like leaves everybody hanging, leaves me hanging. But I need to invest more calories into trying to figure out what I can do to make this work. I'm sure there's a way, I just need to figure it out. But I spent a little bit of time looking to see if I can find a fitting, and the problem is this is like plumbing size. This line here is like diameter of like plumbing, half-inch line. So the ID is half-inch, which kind of creates its own set of challenges. But something that I'm thinking about right now is possibly shortening these and putting in an elbow, maybe to a pipe fitting, and then I can run pipe fitting to a barb if I'm going to use hose clamps or AN fittings. But I need to invest more time, probably put this video out just so that maybe some other people can take a look at it and chime in with their suggestions. I don't know, but don't want to rat hole on it and spend the whole day doing that. That's something that I can do at night when I'm supposed to be trying to be quiet and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to put this one to rest for a little bit. We'll come back to it, and we're going to move on.